hit it into the blue stuff here. In the blue stuff, there's either going to be red or there's going to be yellow stakes. They won't be both. It's just red or yellow stakes. What is that area called?
Dylan.
The penalty area?
The penalty area. Good answer. It used to be called the water hazard, but it's no longer called that. It's called a penalty area. So there's red penalty areas and there's yellow penalty areas. And one of the ways you kind of know which one is which, and it's kind of up to the golf course to determine that. So if I'm at the teeing ground and I'm playing this way, and the penalty area is to the side of where I'm playing, so this is to the side here, then it's typically red. Now, if the penalty area went across the area I'm trying to play, it would be yellow. So that kind of, so you understand why they would have different colors over there. Okay, so over on this side right here, these would be white stakes. What would the white stakes mean?
Kalia.
The general area where you can play it in.
So the white stakes.
Let's go with Dylan.
They out of bounds?
Out of bounds. Good. So this is the boundary of the golf course. So everything on this side over here is out of bounds. So if you go from the teeing area and you hit a ball and you hook it over here and it goes out of bounds, you have to go back to where you started, add a penalty shot, and then you're going to hit your third shot. Wow. So little different with the penalty area. So the penalty area here, if you hit it over here, typically where it last crossed the penalty area, you could drop within 2 club lengths and then hit from there. So I'd hit 1 in, drop 2, and I could still hit my third shot on the green and make a 4, which would be a par. If I hit it out of bounds, so I start from here, I hit my first shot, so 1 goes out of bounds, I have to go back to the tee, take my penalty, that's 2. I would be hitting my third shot from way back here. So then I hit 3 in the middle of the fairway, 4 on the green. Now I'm putting for bogey. So obviously hitting it out of bounds is not what we want to do. We want to hit it in play. Now the area, what's this area right here called where the flag is located? It's the closest known grass on the golf course.
Cruz.
The green.
The green, yeah. So the putting green is where the hole's located. And next to the putting green, there's like a hollowed out area of ground that they typically fill with sand. What's that called?
Sand trap.
Sand trap or bunker. Okay, so now we've had the names right here. So I've got the teeing ground, I've got the fairway, I've got the rough, out of bounds, penalty area, green, bunker. So somebody a minute ago said general area. Okay, so the general area is any area that is not a teeing ground, a penalty area, a bunker, or a putting green, and is still in bounds. So that would be the general area. So out here where it's out of bounds, this is not part of the general area. So right here, all the way through over here, anything that's not in the water, this would be the general area. Even around the green here, anything that's not part of the green would be called the general area. Used to be called something different, and the rules were a little different with it, but now it's important that you understand that that's what it's called, the general area. Kind of weird, I guess, being that I grew up, when I first started playing, it was called something, they called it completely different, but general area is anything that's not the tee box, the penalty area, the bunker, or the putting green, and it's still in bounds. Okay, so I hope everybody gets that, because that's really important. Remember, it's your responsibility to know what to do in each of these situations. So when way back when the Shepherds started playing golf, they said, okay, the sheep would, right here on the green, the sheep would eat this area down really low. They dug the hole inside right there, and basically inside the hole was a bunch of sand. So they would take the sand out of the hole, and basically, I think it was within 1 or 2 club lengths of the hole, they would take the sand and put a mound of sand on the green, and they would set the ball on that mound, and that was their tee. and they would whack the ball towards the next rabbit hole. And that's kind of how golf got started. Then they realized that they would mess up that area because their shoes, when they put spikes in them, they had metal spikes. It would mess up the area, make it harder for people to putt. So they moved it over so where you had an actual teeing ground. And that's how golf courses kind of evolved. The bunkers were hollowed out areas of ground that animals would kind of dig out, and so they could hunker down in to protect themselves from the wind. Some of them were just natural areas that were just, there was no grass, and the sand would be exposed because most of the golf courses, they were called links courses. They linked the town and the farmland to the sea. So next to the sea, so obviously there was going to be a lot of sand. So just a little history there for you. But yeah, general area here, make sure you know that. Make sure you can label the parts of the golf course. Typically, you're going to have to label the teeing area, out of bounds, rough, green, general area. So those are kind of the different things that you're going to see on the test. So I want everybody passing the test so you can move on to par and get to go on the golf course with me at some point in time when we do some summer camps, hopefully before too long. Okay, so that's what I have for today. Does anybody have any questions about what we covered?
John, you got a question?
It's more of a comment, but let me just wait. Give me 1 second. My yard is all rough.
Your yard is all rough? I don't doubt it. They use special mowers to mow the grass down to a certain height. So one of the big things about golf courses these days is they have really high-tech machinery. They can mow a putting green to within 1/5,000th of an inch. That's pretty low. And if there's going to be really, really fast, that putt is going to go super fast. Way back when, I would say back in the 50s, 60s, and even 70s, the greens were really slow because the grass was a lot longer. The technology wasn't that great to mow the grass down super low. And the grass is engineered. So they have scientists who engineer these grasses to be able to withstand heat and diseases and are drought resistant. So when they can put these special grasses on the putting greens, and they take the special mowers and they mow it down low, then you have a really awesome putting green to putt on. So it's nice and smooth. But way back when, it was bumpy, and you had to actually whack the putt pretty hard to get it to go anywhere. Any other questions?
We have a question from Rob.
So earlier I was wondering I was wondering about the earlier water penalties.
Okay, so the penalty areas. So if I hit it into here, so where the ball crossed over the line from red stake to red stake, I could take that point and go 2 club lengths. I couldn't go closer to the green, but I can go straight out 2 club lengths from that line and be able to drop the ball, and that's when I would play it from there. I can always go back and replay the shot from where I originally hit it, or I could keep the point where it last crossed in between me and the hole and go back this way as far as I want, as long as I'm still in bounds. So I can go 2 club lengths, go back as far as I want, or replay the shot. Or if I could play the ball as it lies, then I could also do that. So just say there was a drought going on and the water level shrunk down a lot, and I still have my red stakes where they typically are. But if I'm in here, this could be dried up pond where it's just kind of dried up mud. And if the ball's sitting on there, I could hit the ball from that spot. So that's always an option. If you can play the ball as it lies, give it a whack. If not, then you have to take a drop, or you can go back and replay the shot. Any other questions?
I think that was all the questions, Coach
Okay.
B.
All right, so just remember, ladies and gentlemen, Going back to that core value, responsibility. It's so important. You are responsible. You know these core values. We've gone over them. You've heard them. If you've been in this program, like since you were in teeny tees, you've heard these core values for a long time. And you understand that it is your responsibility to act with these core values. It's your responsibility to be honest, to show integrity with your actions at all times. It's your responsibility to develop confidence through practice. It's your responsibility to persevere through tough times. It's your responsibility to be courteous to one another. It's your responsibility to be respectful. So it's really important. That's one of my favorite, I'd say that is my favorite core value. I really like responsibility because it's up to you. You have to be able to count on yourself. You're responsible for your actions, and make sure other people can count on you because you are a responsible person. Great job this week. I hope everybody has a great week. Stay dry out there. We got some rainstorms popping in and out. It's going to get a little cooler this weekend. Somebody said we might get some frost on Saturday. That's kind of crazy. I don't know. But hope everybody has a great week, and we will see everybody next Tuesday.